As best me can remember, it were early in November when we lay in wait in a turquoise bay. La Booze and me in a turquoise sea lay in wait for the Dabulamanzi. In them Seychelles sanctuary where we pirates comes to tarry and careen our hull beneath the bones in the skull and hide away till comes the day when we chase the Dabulamanzi. Because the cargo she would carry, sent from Nairobi, then she ferry ivory to wealthy Arab merchants far across the open sea. But we plans to take her treasure, because the pleasure of a pirate is to take whate'er we want. Snow white tusks from giant pachyderm, and the word we heard it be sure and firm that in Mombasa she would wait, and in October, maybe late, they would fill her belly full of riches from the Congo territory. And the story of the cargo she would deliver from beyond the Zaire River would make this band of pirates simply shiver with delight. Bright jewels for Arab sultans, exotic hides sent on in caravan to the mighty Himalaya and even far beyond, and ivory, tons of ivory, a fortune to be sold, white gold, enough to make us very, very rich men when we're very, very old. If only we can comb the sea, La Booze and me, bound by destiny to chase the Dabulamanzi. We anchors tween the sisters east and west and side by side, and we cocks the boards and checks the sails in a place where we often hide. Because ambush be a pirate art, to search until the waters part and take us to our prey. So we sails away from Sisters Bay, La Booze and me, and the wind and the sea in search for the Dabulamanzi. Southwest we sets our sails as the northeast winds prevail. From the Sisters past the pink granite rocks of La Digue, then on another league or maybe two, and with nothing much to do, we takes our grog and our fresh turtle stew. And from the western side of Prolin, we watch the sun go swiftly falling into the deep blue sea. And we knowed our plan it be solid gold, for information it be bought and sold. And we knowed the ladies of the night, how they extract detail for fleshly delight. And the whore we calls Delilah, how she could while away the hours, and the powers of her deception were kept neatly 'neath the blankets on her bed. And she said that the Dabulamanzi would chart a course east and north to the island known as Mahi, and, says she, her final port be the Arab Isle of Maldives. But we den of thieves contrives to take the Dabulamanzi. So we raise our tankards high to the cloudless ink-black sky, and the night offers us her moon and her stars, and Jupiter and Saturn and Venus and Mars. And we set our eyes to the west, set to fulfill the request of the lovely wench, Delilah. And as the morning sun rose, we keeps her steady as she goes, past the cousins, north and south and side by side, then on to the Isle of Mahi before the time of her lowest tide. And we would track this here course every day back and forth from the northern shore of Mahi to Prawland, and come about and do it all again each day, La Booze and me and the sun and the sea, in search for the Dabulamanzi. So, for 13 straight days, beneath them blistering rays, we sweats as we prays for a chance to step lively and dance a quick jig on the deck of the Dabulamanzi. It be late in the day as we sails past Marmalay, and from the lookout comes a shout, "Starboard, hard, come about, there be the Dabulamanzi." When we first seen the prize, the sun set in the skies, and the glare it blinds our eyes as we tried to look upon her. Thinks me her pilot he be wise to choose the end of day to make their way through the Seychelles Straits. So me sharpens up me cutlass as the sun set fast behind us. "Avast ye!" was our cry. Avast now, or you'll die. No quarter shall be given. Drop ye sails, ye main, ye mizzen. Surrender, or we'll send you all to Davy Jones's locker at the bottom of the sea. La Booze and me, freebooters we all be, in the chase of the Dabulamanzi. Into the night we trails her smartly, with the moonlight covered partly, obscured by typhoon storm clouds farther north and to the east. And this beast of a storm, like a beehive during swarm, swallowed up the moon and stars from the coal black tropic sky. Dark high above, dark down below. Blackness slips around us as fierce winds begins to blow. But we hold fast to our plan, and me and every other man could feel the sudden danger, like an uninvited stranger standing at an open door. And the Viking god called Thor sent out the mighty roar of thunder and lightning, giving all a frightening warning that truly all God's creatures should seek shelter from this storm. But the lightning led our way, and with the first faint light of day we seen the Dabulamanzi. So now what would she do? Now that she had to choose, come about and face our guns, take a chance and make a run, or sail into the squalls, into the dragon's jaws? There be no time left to wait, and at last she be too late, for St. Elmo's fire lit her mast, as huge waves begins to lash straight down upon her. And the thunder crashed, and the lightning strikes her port side aft, and the sea begins to swirl, and the sky begins to twist. Suddenly the great treasure ship begins to tilt and list heavy to her port. And with her belly full of wealth, she could not then right herself, capsized, turned upside down as the sea churned around and round, and swallows the Dabulamanzi. We all seen it just the same, through the wind and through the rain, and we all fears the same fate. So me and all me mates, we cursed them foreign gods and praised loudly to our saints. Then 8 of me fellow knaves was taken quickly by big waves, sweeps them all right off the deck like 8 tiny little specks into a violent sea. So all hands goes down below. What's to come we do not know, but we battens down the hatches, secures them tightly, locks them latches, then waits there as the ocean pours down on me like me never knowed before. And for 9 or 10 long hours we be pounded by the powers of the turning sea. And as quickly as the storm came, it leaves us just the same, with the sound of distant thunder out to plunder yet another unsuspecting treasure ship. And as the sun begins to set, there be a sense of true regret. We all be thankful that we gets to live another day, La Booze and me, tossed like a cork on an angry sea, in the demise of the Dabulamanzi. But now the sea it be still and calm, and the storms move far beyond, and the moon it be big and bright, and the stars give us their light. Not a single cloud in sight, as we all praise for the Dabulamanzi. And we praise for me hearties the sea took. And some speaks from the holy book for all of them what went with the Dabulamanzi. Now, out in the Indian Ocean, between Mahi and Maldives, there be a floater ghost ship, whose sails be all tattered and ripped. No man could survive, me believes. Her hull it be dull and unpainted, and the name on her stern hard to read, and them sounds what occur be like faintly heard words, recounting the dastardly deed. And them voices they tell about their trip into hell, well, it be the same story me tells now to you. And when the doldrums set in, there be sounds what begin, and them sounds like the winds what destroyed her. And me heard someone say that in the bright light of day that a man can see right straight through her. Then tell me at night she be a faint yellow light, and sometimes she can hear her crew screaming. Then, in the blink of an eye, like a cloud in the sky, she be gone, and you think you been dreaming. Her crow's nest be empty of no use, for she sails with no charts on no course, and her ropes and her lines them all hangs loose. Me feels a tremendous remorse. Me believes in me heart that this ghost ship be true, and me thinks that perhaps you believe like me do. For me heard it with me ears, and me seen it with me eyes. Me stands upon me own quarter deck and watch as the great treasure ship capsized. Now, the years have gone by, and me still don't know why she sinks while we drifts far away. Till me own dying day, please believe when me say it were not her demise what we wanted. Me begs that ye pray, just a short prayer to pray, for me soul, for ye know it be haunted. And me knows where me soul will most certainly go, on the day me is called up for judgment. And on judgment day, what me fears God will say, La Booze and me, for all of eternity, at the bottom of the cold, dark sea, shall search for the Dabulamanzi.